So, good morning, everyone. I can hear you. Good morning, everyone. We can do better than that. Good morning, everyone. Okay, that's good. So, my name is Olumide Ajiginni. I live in Roseland. So, welcome to my neighborhood. Welcome to my community. I pastor in Bronzeville, and I happen to be the faith-based, coordinator for Second District. So today we are in my community, and we are here. Here with me, we have people that have been faithfully present in our neighborhood, in our community, that have been doing great work in this neighborhood. So what I'm going to do right now is that we are here to learn from them. So can you tell your neighbor we're here to do what? Connect. Everybody say connect. Connect. You have to talk to your neighbor and say them connect. So we're here to connect with them, to listen to them, and to hear what they want to tell us. After connecting with them, we're here to, based on that connection, we need to what? Make a change. Everybody say change. Change. Based on that connection, based on what you're hearing from them, then you need to what? Make a change. Making sure that in my neighborhood, in my community, I'm going to be faithfully present, doing what I'm supposed to do. Then after making that change, the next thing is you're going to do what? Commit. Everybody say commit. Commit. So you are telling us today you're going to make commitment. Am I right? Yes. Look at your neighbor's face, or look your neighbor's face. No, look at your neighbor's face and say, are you sure you're going to make a commitment? Are you sure you're making that commitment? Then after we end up making that commitment, the next thing we're going to do that we're going to do what? Commission ourselves. From this place, like what Dr. Donovan Price said, that we're going to what? Commission ourselves to be the face of God, to be the leg of God, to be the hand of God in our community. So I want to appreciate every one of you. Please, before we start, can we help me appreciate all our faithful, panelists that have been faithful in our community? Can we celebrate them? So I'm going to start with you, Sharon. Please, can you introduce yourself in 30 seconds? Tell us your name, your role, your community, and how long you've been doing what you're doing.
My name is Sharon Purnell. I'm on the St. Sabina campus, Purpose Over Pain, and I'm a project coordinator there. I've been there about 3 years now. So.
Thank you very much. Pastor Smith. Can you introduce yourself to 30 seconds, Pastor Smith?
I'm Kenyatta Smith. I'm the pastor of Another Chance Church, and I'm the CEO of Reach Community Development.
Thank you, Pastor Smith. Officer Jessica.
I am Officer Jessica Scott of the 6th District, and I am the faith-based liaison of 8 years.
Miranda, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. First of all, thank you. I specialize in building partnerships, ecosystem builder, connecting people, relationships, and institutions. My name is Miranda Standberry-Wallace. I have the pleasure of serving many roles, including Associate Director at DePaul University and co-designer of a safe space on Chicago's South Side on 103rd Street called Culture Campus Cafe and Art Gallery. And do you need me to do? You did need me to do that.
Yes.
Sorry, my bad.
Hey.
Look, players make us up too. What? Okay. Yes. Again, I'm Miranda. I specialize in ecosystem building, connecting people, places, and institutions. Because peace is not something that is given to you. It's something that we co-design.
So let me start with you.
Oh, great.
Yes. I like the way I like your reaction. So what does faithful presence mean to you in what you do?
That's a really great question. Faithful presence to me is something tangible. It's not something that we, it can be ideal too, but it's something tangible. It means showing up. Donovan hit the nail on the head. Yes. It means showing up, being consistent, and putting the mic in your face.
Yes.
Even though it feels awkward. But yes, it means showing up, being consistent, and building authentic relationships. That is key. One of the things that I pride myself on the work that I do is that most of the people that I'm connected to, I've heard about before from somebody. And so that gives you automatic credibility depending on who I heard it from, right? And that's part of the code when we're doing this work.
Thank you. Officer Scott?
So, faithfulness in the community, as you all see, very much in the nature of my work, I'm always in the community, right? But one of the biggest things with that is actually touching the people. So many people look at us as individuals and they say, oh, you police and you don't understand and you don't know what we do. Well, growing up in the church, and then being a social worker for 10 years and being a police officer, all I know is the people and the presence. And you can't build that community without being in the community. It's hard to sit behind the desk and understand without sometimes being in the situation to actually know. Because what you know how to address it, you know how to speak to it, you know how to fix it, right? And it's not a one singular thing, not from one special position, but it's a communal thing. We all do this together. So if my hand touches her hand and her hand touches the next person's hand, we all connect. And therefore, that presence is now able to be addressed to be a solution to fix the problems as a whole.
Pastor Smith.
I agree with them.
Right.
So, um, so because our community needs so much, I really believe is pick your passion, right? What are you passionate about in your community? It was Howard Thurman who said, "Don't ask what the world needs, but ask what makes you come alive and do that."
That's right.
For what the world needs is more people to come alive. And so when you pick your passion and see how it fits in the community, you find yourself not doing work, but you find yourself waking up every day doing life with those that have passion like you.
Okay,
Sharon.
mine's gonna take a second here because
Take your time.
okay, yeah. Faithful presence. I'm on the other side, so faithful presence to me means I'm the mother of a child who was taken through gun violence. It was in 2017. It was in 2017 when my child was taken away from me. They came to my house to kill, steal, and destroy. And that's what they thought they were going to do. But the Lord told me otherwise. So saying that, that was in 2017. I was introduced to Purpose Over Pain in 2018. In 2018, my friend took me to an event that Purpose Over Pain had, and I went down the basement, and that is where I met Pam Bosley, who was a co-founder along with Tommy Bosley, which is her husband, and Ann Annette, Nance Hope. Therefore, I ended up talking with other families there, survivor families. And when I say survivor family, that is my network in which I want to hold on to with the survivor network. So saying that I had to push myself up in order to keep going every day. It's hard. It was hard because that was my only child, like I said. And all I was thinking, I didn't ask the Lord for why did this happen to me and anything. The only thing that I asked was, how am I going to survive? What it looked like for me to survive without my child here. Well, fast forward 5 years later, I was just getting myself better, getting myself together, and I was leaning on the Lord as well as leaning on my husband. That was my network right there, my husband. He had his own lawn services, and he went to do a client yard in 2022, the day before Mother's Day, and gun shots were out there, and he went, so I heard, and went to the front and got hit with a bullet in his chest. So I'm back to trying to survive again. And I'm back to that depression mode and hiding, not trying to come out, don't want to see anybody. So I'm like, again, Lord, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to survive? So Pam reached out to me. I'm just say Purpose Over Pain reached out to me. And I went down to the office and spoke with Pam. And Pam told me I had to get up and move. I had to get up and do something and to come over there with her so that I could get my life back going. And so that's what I did. I ended up reaching out to other survivors, and that's the network part of it. Reaching out for other survivors, helping other parents. It's a struggle every day because the grief process is still there. The grief process never go away. I'm still in that grief mode right now. But as long as I can reach back and help another survivor, that's why I'm looking. So you have to have that faithfulness and that faithfulness presence. That's the presence right there, because without God, I wouldn't be sitting here on this stage right now.
Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. Can we please celebrate that, please? So my next question for you, Miranda, is this. I believe, your work include, collaborating and making sure, people's well-being is one of the most priority for you in the community. So my question for you is this. Tell us about, the community space. You guys are doing Culture Canvas Cafe. So what is the hope for the community impact through the work? I was there with Nate on Thursday and we saw the work that you're doing. So can you tell us about it?
Yes. I am so proud of what's happening at Culture Canvas Cafe and Art Gallery on 103rd Street. And it is because we have the space that affords us the ability to cultivate partnerships. And what's so moving are the people, right? And when you come into the space, what you have to understand is that a collective movement is building in the space. So the space affords a shout out to my daddy, who has been in the community before I was born, and I'm a grandma, so there we go with that. He just turned 81 years old. I didn't even think about invite. Okay, don't tell him, y'all. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Mike.
But I'll get back to the space. And so what's happening is people are showing up and they are showing out. And I think that that's that's the goal, right? Is when you have cultivated a space where people can not only breathe, but dream and aspire and then do. And so what's happening is Culture Canvas Cafe is not only a space that we cultivate for beauty, right? We offer social services. So if you guys are familiar with Light Heap, you help with your light and gas. So you can imagine that most of the people that enter the door for that service are in a state of trauma, right? But when they walk in, some of the spaces that you walk in when you need help, no cell phone, no food, no this, kids be quiet, right? It's the exact opposite. It's free food, it's coloring books, it's people there ready to connect with you and talk to you and dream big with you. Don't have an idea, because that's me. Then you activate me and I'm like, well, let's start the business. So, more than that, there's a garden in the back. We have 12 chickens coming.
That's good.
Right? That sounds so cool, right? On 103rd Street, chickens and a geodome. I was like, what's a geodome? Right? All built by community. All built by community. And art on the wall. All built by, shout out to Lolita, who every time somebody, I know y'all know Lolita from
Yeah, we know Lolita.
Of course y'all do. Okay, well then put some respect on my sister's name. But when you come in, you welcome with rugs on the wall. Most people haven't even seen Tufton before or know what it is. And so just being in spaces like that help you dream, aspire, and then the action comes with doing. We have a peace walk coming to 103rd Street, y'all.
Wow.
Right? And we need all of y'all.
Thank you. Officer Jessica, my question for you is this. I know that you lead the faith-based, organization in 6th District. So what does that mean for faith leaders to collaborate, or organizations that collaborate with the police? What does that mean to you?
So organizations and different places organizing with the police is a big deal. It's a huge deal, right? Because when trauma takes place, when hurt takes place, when all of the chaos break out in the community, especially in our community, in the Black and Browns community, who do we run to? Our pastors, our leaders, right? And a lot of times that's because there's no trust with the police, right? But here's the part that we miss a lot of times. Our pastors will lead us spiritually and lead us in those efforts, right? Because we need something to hold on to keep us from going. As Miss Purnell was telling her story, that is a true place of brokenness, right? how do I live? How do I get up? What do I do? And so then if you go to a man of the cloth, a man of faith, he's going to tell you, we're going to pray and we're going to do these things in our spiritual manner, right? But the other part of that is he may not always be equipped to take on all of that because he got to run a church and maybe he dealing with his own traumas and heartbreaks and he got to go back home to his family and things. So who does he have, right? But then when you're in this neighborhood where my husband is cutting the grass and now he's, unfortunately something has taken place, you have the police, but you don't want to call the police because you don't trust us. So then when these organizations, Building Blocks of Peace and Christ and Brotherhood and One Chicago, now those are roles in the community that may have a little more trust. And if the pastor has a relationship with us, now you have a source to say, well, maybe it is okay. Because while he has this amount of help to help you with to deal with this trauma, this hurt, and this pain, we have another element. And so there goes the bridging of the gap of that trust that was broken. So now we have to establish that rapport again, right? Because a lot of individuals, a child walked up to me and I was talking to the child and I said, hey, how you doing? And he was like, why are you speaking to me? And I said, why shouldn't I speak to you? And he said, because the police don't talk to us. And I said, well, why do you feel like the police don't talk to us? He said, because all y'all do is kill us. How devastating is that, right? So now it's my job because I'm a mother. I have a 15-year-old son. And I remember when I became a police officer and my child was only 4 at the time. And when I first came home and I said, Mommy gonna have a new job, my son broke down and cried at 4. And I said, what are you crying? He said, because the police die and they never come home. And so when I saw that child on the street who said, all you do is kill us, I saw my son. I saw your son, and there's that brokenness. So now who stands in place to bring us together? The pastor does. The community does. One Chicago does. Building Blocks for Peace does. Because we have to do this together in order to meet the needs of the people. And what one can't do, the other can do. But that can't be done without the trust, without the consistency of showing up for the community, and without standing in that gap together. So it's very important for us to partner together so that we can do the work together and everything can be addressed on all levels and all needs, legally, spiritually, naturally, so on and so forth.
Thank you, Officer Smith, Officer Scout. Just to add to what you're saying, thanks to Bishop Pitcher, Bishop Pitcher normally tells us that, police are the peacekeeper, but we are the what? Peacemaker. So it takes us keeping the peace, and making the peace to make our community whole. So as a pastor, Pastor Smith, I visited your church and your community last week. Why do you get involved in developing your community? I saw that you guys buying the old block. Why do you get involved? Why do pastors need to get involved in developing their community? Pastor Smith.
I'll say this. Fun fact. I'm just giving back. I'm a third generational pastor, but there was another side. I grew up on the west side of Chicago. I was a vice lord. I sold drugs, and man, the Lord saved me, right? And since He saved me, on the flip side, I've been able to galvanize people together. And I share this. I'm the president of Clergy Community Change, like 127 churches. My mission is to get more churches involved in their community. When you talk about buying the whole block, here's another fun fact. We're doing almost $15 million in development in this community, starting with our community center and some redevelopment of houses and things of that nature. We're aggressively going to the corridors on 95th Street. because we just believe that if we're in the community and we're building a kingdom, our community should look like something. It should look like downtown up north. It shouldn't just be anything given. It should be something given that's appreciative. That and it's legacy for me. I'll be honest. I mean, long after I'm gone, our children can take over this and continue the work. I believe that when you know your history, you know your direction of where you're going, and the history is the church reside in now was built by the community, right? The school was built by the community, and so it's almost like FUBU, for us by us. And so if we're going to be for us by us, we got to have something that we're proud of, that our children can be proud of. But then we have to have an example for our children as they aspire to become the next whatever, the next president, the next mayor, the next business owner. And so with all of our programs, from our housing counseling department, from our anti-violence group, from our after-school programs or our entrepreneurship programs, it's there to be the example for our community and our next generation.
Thank you for that. So, Mrs. Sharon, my question for you is this: I know you are involved with, purpose over pain. So, how does your work with family who have lost their loved ones play into breaking the cycle of violence?
So I believe it starts with addressing the number one cause, and the number one cause to me is the trauma effect. Because me being a parent and the parents that I speak to as well, the first thing that they say is the trauma. It's a trauma. It's something that just happened so quickly. Usually, if it's a sickness, it's something different, that somebody's going to pass away. But the trauma effect always stays with you. And so we have to deal with the trauma part of it. And when we deal with the trauma part of it, it's also providing support to prevent revenge and by transforming your grief into advocacy. And when I say prevent revenge or retaliation, me, myself, I'm in court still, almost 8.5 years, I'm still going to court. I walk through them doors twice a month in Markham, and it's not a day that I do not, as I sit on that bench, want to get up and grab that person or persons, because it's more, each day. I'm going to put it like that. And the parents that I speak with and spoke with, that's the first thing they say too: retaliation, revenge. That's what they're looking for. And that's all an effect from the trauma. So we need the help to get the help from the trauma. And doing that with the trauma is by what Purpose Over Pain is doing as well, is working with the families, having grief counseling. We have a Zoom meeting, a Zoom monthly support meeting every month. We have also we have an in-person meeting every month for support. We're getting ready to have siblings, because siblings as well need the support as well, because it's a trauma effect for them as well. And also, we have all different types of things as far as having, we work with the fathers as well, because there's fathers out there. We don't have many, but there are fathers out there that need help as well. And we also have different meetings that we have during the year and different events to bring out, so that we would not have them to think that they have to go and retaliate against someone when they can put their foot down and do the advocacy work out there. And when I say go out there and do the advocacy work and work with them, that means get going. You got to get out your bed. That's what I do every day, every second of the hour. It takes me long, but I still get up, because I know I have to be the voice for the voiceless. And my voice for the voiceless consists of my child that's no longer here and my husband who is no longer here. And I'm sure Purpose Over Pain is doing the same for theirs. And that's the reason why I am so passionate about being with Purpose Over Pain, because we're out there fighting every day. We on a campus right there on 79th Street with Father Flager. And what other better place to be, because we can go out there and do the work and help the community bring us together, should I say, so that we can be out there and help the next one.
Thank you very much. So, in wrapping up, I want every one of you in 30 seconds, just tell our audience why they need to get involved in their community and why they need to partner with you. Let's start from you.
Me?
Yes.
Again. We gonna talk later.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. Right? He made me sit here. Okay, no, 30 seconds. Okay, no, what I will say is this. I described some things that are happening at Culture Canvas Cafe and Art Gallery, but I think that that's not where the magic is. I will say that I have to give a shout out to the Tribe Co-op, which is a co-op of families that came together to nurture and raise their kids together, including homeschooling. That's who running a garden. She's a farm doula, right? So that's who's doing that work. Light and Love and Kindness is providing after-school enrichment programs for teens in the area, but specifically Julian High School that's directly across the street, right? Entrepreneurship classes led through me, helping local entrepreneurs support their business in AI, right? Then we have artists like Lolita who's leading workshops and partnering with me on the workforce development program. We're taking those things and coming outside though, right? So what our real work thrives in is the fact that we're building these ecosystems that are connected outward. Right, so we have resources in to build, but we have to start connecting outward. So Lolita and I connect Rosemore Community Association with Culture Canvas Cafe on two ends of 103rd Street, the Forgotten Corridor. You have Beverly to the right of us if you're going more west, and then Pullman to the left of us if you're going east, and then in between is, well, I don't need to tell you, right? If you drive down the street. And so we said we gonna fix that. And how? By pulling out our Rolodex. Who you know, who you know, who you know. And that equals all of us coming to the table and saying, what can we do? We're gonna start with the peace walk down 103rd Street, taking back over our street. Who said that? Taking back over our streets because we're not going anywhere, right? But then it starts with investments too. What does that investment look like? AI happening in the back, right? So our youth and our seniors get together around dinner tables and learn how to not only connect and share stories, but build technology skills for the future. That looks like meeting people where they are. And I'm meeting you all today. I'm so excited to be here. I'm meeting y'all today because I already know what building blocks is. They brought the people out. So I'm here to say, come on, we need all of y'all to get involved. This is not a single thing. And we are going to do that by building inside with the resources that we know, but reaching outside and saying, we taking our neighborhood with us to these other spaces. I'm in boardrooms that I take my neighborhood to.
Thank you. Officer Jessica,
I love that.
30 seconds.
That wasn't 30 seconds.
It was 30 seconds, but it was worth the extra.
I said, don't start with me.
So listen here. I am a very firm believer. Don't say nothing if you ain't gonna do nothing. Right? Everybody has something to say when all of the problems is going forward. What we gonna do? And the police need to do this and da 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 da. When I started in my position, I went out there, I went to my sergeant, I'm like, I got to get out here. I got to meet the people. I need to see what's going on. Okay. When I first got out there, it was me, one other officer, and I was just out there praying and putting oils on the street. I'm telling you, over the years, now we have grown to the point over the years, I do a faith walk every single Friday, right? I do faith walks specialized around kids, around whatever the need is. But something that I do that I truly believe that you have to do and why you got to get involved is because you got to meet the people where they at, right? This past summer, we went out and we passed out 300 boxes of Narcan. And I have people who live in their life and they like, I don't even mess with the police, man. Y'all out here, but I need that. Come help me, right? When I had a few people homeless, we help get them housed. You hungry, let me feed you. You need help with this situation, let me help you with this situation. I also believe in being a resource, but I'm not the know-all and the be-all. You are, right? And if I don't know, maybe you don't know, maybe she don't know, maybe he don't know, but if we all come together, if we all involved, if each one reach one, teach one, we all can make it happen together. And so don't look at me as the police like I'm the solve of the problem, because I come here, I work, but I got to go back home to the second district, and I'm going to get you too. I'm going to get you, Olu. Okay? I don't know, Donovan and them ain't tell you about me, but you going to learn today.
No problem.
I got you. But yeah, so it's involved for everyone to be included so that we all can just be a resolution and be a solution to all of the problems out here, and we only can do that by working together.
Thank you. Pastor Smith, 30 seconds.
They said it all.
Yeah, I saw her. She said.
So I think the most important thing I can say is that we strive to be a strong ecosystem in our community. While we are trying to duplicate ourselves and duplicate the millions of dollars that we've put in our community and other community, I'm like my sister. It just takes all of us, right? Because I mean, how do we kind of gatekeep what God has given us? And so we have to open those gates and partner with everybody. We're literally in the next 60 days breaking ground on our gym. We're opening up our community center. We're developing, but none of that makes sense to us if we can't duplicate it in other communities and other organizations. And so it's important for us to take what we know, take what we've been blessed with, and multiply it with our organizations that are partnered with us.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll say it quick because I was long on the other ones, and for me,
Equity and access.
for me, well, on Saint Sabina, Father Flager has walks in the summertime on Fridays all the time. That's what you all should be getting involved in as well. And also for Purpose Over Pain, I'm just going to say this is a club you don't want to be in. We don't want to have mothers come to our club. This is not a club, but unfortunately, in the world, the way it is today, this is what's happening out here, and people are getting their lives taken for no reason. So if that's the case, you can call us at 773-729-4191. If you have any parents or anyone is out there looking for any kind of help, we will be there to talk to them and give them
Thank-
some resources. 729-4192.
So thank you very much for being here today. Can we celebrate them, please?